As Green Newton President Marcia Cooper has reminded me, now we wish to thank our chair of fun, not fundraising, Margaret Ford, whose real title is Student Programs Coordinator. Hold on, Margaret. Margaret volunteers so much of her time to work with Green Newton's Students of a Greener World to plan a wonderful assortment of projects and programs such as the one you are about to listen to tonight. We appreciate all that Margaret does to make it the best time with cookies and good cheer for each of the participating students. Please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you. Apparently you all got into the cookies tonight. Max, are there any cookies left? Max is the cookie monster. He eats whatever few crumbs may remain. Anyway, thank you all for coming. It's been really fun putting this together. The best description I've ever heard of this program, which we've done for what, 6, 7, a whole bunch of years. 100 years. Anyway, it is somewhere between a zoo and a half and, in the words of Adela, controlled chaos. So everybody's put a lot of work into this. I hope you've had a lot of fun with this, and I'm going to turn it over to our MCs, Fariha, Adela, and Tiffany, and they will take you the rest of the way. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming and welcome to our May Greening Our Community series. Today we are celebrating the great environmental work that kids like us have been doing all year long and Green Newton's 25th anniversary.
This year, we celebrate Green Newton's 25 years of environmental leadership in Newton. We help Green Newton reach out to kids of all ages and to help them learn and practice environmentally friendly actions at home, school, wherever, and have fun doing it. We are the ones who will work to find ways to keep Newton green for the next generations. And it looks like we're trendsetters because everyone is using the wild boar green. And it is obvious that everyone wants to be a wild boar.
Tonight we have students and teachers from Countryside Elementary, FAD Middle School, and Newton North and Newton South High Schools joining us, Students for a Greener World. We look forward to showing you the fun and creative ways each of us have of making Newton greener.
For 8 years, Green Newton sponsored a citywide environmental art contest with hundreds of students participating over the years. But this year, we went for a new idea. As many of you know, SGW and our guest schools had a month-long exhibit here at the library in April, illustrating the projects and activities they'll be presenting tonight. We hope you like the exhibit, as you can tell from the pictures. So we would like to thank each of the students who participated in this exhibit with certificates of recognition for their artistic and environmental effort this year. Let's have a round of applause for all of them.
Okay, so you can probably each see your specific school's exhibits. On the top left, we have Countryside, Green Games, and you guys can clap, it's okay. And they shared a case with the middle, which was sneaker recycling from Cabot, and you can go ahead and clap, Cabot. And on the far right, we have, of course, the loveliest specimen of all. That was the wild boars exhibit in there, with a beautiful piece of art by well, she's now a former wild boar. She graduated from the MFA School of Fine Arts now. Angelina, are you here? I guess she had to work. But anyway, she won that in 2008, and she's let us keep it for 7 years. So I was going to give it back to her tonight, but I guess we'll keep it for 7 more years now. And then on the bottom right is from FAD Middle School, the trash recycling, the trash analysis. In the middle, we have the Dirty Boys composting exhibit, which was put in by an invisible dirty boy, actually by his mother, put it in, and his brother is going to give his presentation tonight because he is being held hostage at a volleyball game in North Quincy, but we hope his team wins. And then on the bottom right, we have the Newton North Green Engineers, and they had some kind of wild potions in there, I can tell you that. But you'll be hearing from them tonight, too. So, Green Engineers, you're awfully quiet. Okay, so back to the certificates. Rafid, certificates, please. Angelina's not here. If she were, we would have one for her and the, bring them all. We're going to go through them all real quick, I hope. No, over here. I need them. He's new at this. We've never had a stage manager before. Okay, so the first group, I hope you're here, is the Cabot sneaker team that inspired us this year. So if you're, I know there are at least 2 of you here. So we have Juliet Catlin and her brother, Maxime Catlin. I don't know if they're here. We sent them invitations. Also, Catherine Kett. And since they aren't here, Max, you get all the certificates. And Max was so enchanted with last year's program that he started helping us out of the farmer's market, and here he is. Okay. The next group is Countryside. Come on up. I don't know who's who, so you can, but I'm going to read your names, and then you can sort them out, or you can raise your hand, and I'll give it to you, okay? So if you guys can kind of line up here so the camera can get your faces. Okay, it's all girls, so, okay, so can I put you in charge of the ones for everybody who isn't here? Okay, so we have one for Paxton Volpe, who's not here. Can you hold on to that? That's okay, you're just going to hold these for everybody. Okay. If you are here, you get to hold your own. If not, you're going to hold them, right? Because I know her. She's a friend of Wolverine the turtle. Okay, Mikey Korn is not here. Neither is his chicken that he brought. Mitch Friedman, but those were all the boys. Now, Aria Larry, Maddie. Okay, you get hers too. Ellie Saxona, you get hers too. She is Ellie Saxona. Jane Shen, okay. Hannah, okay. Sophia Medeiros. And point them forward so Ken can get a picture of it. Iris Ham. Okay, you get that one too. Kara Wong. Aha, I thought so. Becky Pinto. And Katya Efimova. Okay. And they had a beautiful exhibit. Wait till you see their video. It'll blow you out of your chair. Okay, thank you all. Okay. Green Club, Day Middle School. Might need some help from the teachers. I know you're here. Where did you go? Yes, she's back there. Yes. Okay. Well, I know this one is here. Maggie Needham. My neighbor and main source of chickens for all Green Decade, Students for a Greener World events. Sophia Franklin. Catherine Axon. Okay. Oh, you get to hold the ones that they don't have. Jen Burris, okay. Emily Davis Moran. They must be doing homework. Catherine McCarthy. And then we also have Lily Shee, Eden Lowy, and Sarah Perman. Thank you. This next one's really quick because it's Dirty Boys Composting. So you two non-Grants can both come up here if you like. This is Grant's brother, Nate, who will be giving his presentation tonight. He also went to Newton South. You can have that if you want to. Great. Okay, and then the last ones are for the Greengineers from Newton North, Eleanor Graham, Orena Brand, Devin Perlow, and Adela. Oh. You got one. Crawl down here. Haha, surprised you, didn't we? The Greengineers, you'll love theirs too. Great, thank you all. Okay, and with that, we're ready to go to the next segment, which I believe is Countryside.
Our first presentation this evening is a delightful video from 5th graders at Countryside. Countryside has been here before and they are always creative. Trust us, you'll never look at composting the same way again.
Thank you for coming, and we hope you enjoy our project.
We want to promote composting all around Newton, especially in schools.
In the video, we mixed 10 girls, one crazy teacher, and put them in a cafeteria. What did we get?
An action-packed, energy-filled video.
Also, we were shocked to find that 60% of waste in landfills can be composted.
That's when it hits us. The schools don't have compost bins.
We all hope you enjoy this video and will help us in promoting composting in our schools in Newton and all over the world.
I love the video.
Hey! What? Who are you?
This is an apple core, not a plastic bag. Get it out of the trash.
I just want to throw out my food and get back to my chicken soup. Who are you? Why are you here?
We don't need another teacher. If I show up, then I show up. It's DJ D from the city. This is compost.
Make it in the soil, man. This is compost.
You'd recycle it if it was a can. This is
Compost. It's good for the environment. This is compost.
Why don't you understand?
Get your hands dirty.
Ew.
Get your hands dirty.
Ew.
Get your hands dirty.
No. Is it too hard to put it in here?
Is it too hard to put in here? I don't get how this is a big deal. The solution, not the problem. Composting rocks. Come on. Don't believe me, that's why. Take the time to compost. Junk is important. Don't believe me, just watch. My work here is done. Hey, oh! Stop! Wait a minute.
What?
Well, you said your work was done, so I thought you were going to stop singing.
Yeah, we've heard enough of your singing and seen enough of your dancing. So are you going now? No offense.
Get some food, put it in the bin, wait a few weeks or so. Trash becomes into soil.
Do it in Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi.
If I show up, then I show up.
It's DJ G from the city.
I thought you left. Can't you see? He won't leave. You should
Leave now.
Fine, makes me want to retire, man.
It's too hot.
It is.
It's global warming.
What's that? It's bad.
With humans bad, but they're oiled like a trap.
Don't rely on oil. Don't rely on oil.
Don't rely on oil.
Traps in the sun, see they could have escaped.
Raising time and temperature.
Melts glaciers and creates floods.
It is dangerous.
More disease will spread. Come on!
Strike becomes stronger.
Because the heat, they can kill all the trees. Don't believe me, just watch. Oh!
Before it's mad, let me tell y'all something.
If we're energy efficient, a little more energy efficient.
Less oil in the air, released into the air.
Prevent global warming.
Take it all away.
Global warming can be stopped. All of it can be stopped.
Life in the future depends entirely on you.
If you do it, go own it. Come care about it and show us.
Glow
global warming. Come on and come show us. Well then spread the word and help a lot. We can make this change.
Come on!
The earth will thank you, no doubt.
You're saving yourself too. Everyone do their part.
Save the earth, it's great.
Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, 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 oh. Global warming, compost, do it right. 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 Global warming, compost, do it right.
Thank you, Countryside. That was wonderful.
Next, we have the Green Club from F.A. Day Middle School, who did a trash audit to find out what their school is throwing away. We'll let them tell you all about it. You may be surprised.
Hello, everyone. We're the Green Club of FA Day. I'm Maggie Needham.
I'm Sophia Franklin. And I'm Catherine McCarthy.
Over the past year, the FA Day Green Club has completed 4 successful trash audits. The question is, what is a trash audit?
A trash audit is where we sort out the trash that our school collects. We record the weight of the trash and note if it was disposed of properly. First step, collecting trash from one part of the building. We've done the language hall, the dreaded 3rd floor, and more. Also, we collect donations from various sponsors. Thank you, various sponsors.
The second step, we lay out a tarp because trash can be messy. Also, we don't want the janitors to hate us.
The third step, set up the labels. We put 8 plastic bags and we label them as paper, plastic, food scraps, metal, food containers, glass, electronics, and landfill. We hope that there isn't anything else in the trash. Fourth step, sorting the trash and weighing it. We've had a lot of hits and misses with the scales. It was difficult to find one with enough power to hold all our trash. This made us think, how much are we really wasting each day?
Every day, the FA Day School weighs nearly 1,000 pounds.
Whoa, Maggie, that's a ton of garbage. This is just a pie chart showing how extreme the ratio of paper to everything is. It shows that it's great that we're recycling, but it'd be better if we could actually just not waste so much paper at the start. Whoa, trash stinks. About 1,000 pounds of trash get thrown out of our school each day. We are striving to reduce the amount of waste that FA Day produces on a daily basis, but we are still falling short of our goal. We need to find more ways to motivate students and staff. Every time that we throw away reusable materials, hazardous substances enter our soil and groundwater.
So what's our goal in doing this? Before you can make a change, you need to learn about your cause. The trash audits has provided us with the data about our specific problem areas we can improve on, and now we need to come up with targeted solutions to greenify our school. It's up to us to save the world, not future generations, and the best way to save the world is doing it a little bit at a time.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope by listening to us, you've learned how to use your trash and make it better.
Thank you, Green Club. That was excellent.
Okay, audience, how many of you compost at home? Well, some of you may already know about Dirty Boys composting or met these guys at the farmers market last summer. Please welcome Nate Berman from Newton South.
So Grant couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to step in for him. My name is Nate Berman. I just finished my freshman year at Dickinson College. My background in sustainability stems from my high school career, where I took sustainability, conservation biology courses, and continued with me in college as well. So Grant could not be here. He has a volleyball game where his team is trying to remain undefeated and repeat as state champions, so best of luck to him. So I'm going to step in and talk about the ins and outs of Dirty Boys composting and how it makes Newton greener. So we'll start off with a little bit about what composting is. Composting is the planned breaking down of organic matter into a soil fertilizer. So organic matter includes your food scraps like banana peels, extra vegetables, and anything else that you might think you can throw out. Composting benefits the environment by removing food and yard waste from the garbage stream. So rather than simply throwing out your excess food scraps and kind of having them be shipped to a different site where they may be disposed of, which costs the city money and creates pollution in the environment, you bring them right to your backyard. What this does is that it yields a free fertilizer. The food scraps decompose with other bacteria, and they create this fertilizer you can use in your yard. Composting lowers communities' trash fees. It does so by preventing kind of shipping the trash into a facility where it can be disposed of. And Dirty Boys composting helps people compost by installing and maintaining backyard compost bins. So, making Newton greener. Dirty Boys started about a year ago. My brother and a good friend of his were looking to find a summer job, and they decided to create their own company. Currently, Dirty Boys has 60 plus customers in Newton and has expanded to surrounding towns like Needham, Lexington, and Wellesley. So these 60 plus customers really do have a large impact. The average household of 2.6 persons throws out over a ton of organic garbage that could be composted per year. Dirty Boys diverts about 93 tons of this organic garbage from the waste stream per year, which is equivalent to loading up about 10 garbage trucks. So it's apparent how Dirty Boys is sustainable and green right on the surface by composting. There are other ways that the company is sustainable as well. And this example I'm going to talk about is that of the 5-gallon paint bucket. This year, Dirty Boys is adding a compost screening service where they look at your compost pile and kind of sort out the compost that can be used right away to be used in your garden. And to do that, they wanted the 5-gallon paint buckets for storing customers' finished compost. They looked at hardware stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, and Ace, but they found that these buckets were too expensive at around $450 to $550 per bucket. So they turned somewhere else. They found that those local grocery store bakeries actually get their frosting in 5-gallon buckets. So they went up to these grocery stores like Stop and Shop, Shaw's, and Star Market, and found that they would give Dirty Boys their buckets for free. Rather than throwing them out, because they give them the Dirty Boys for free, or because otherwise they would just throw them out. Shaw's and Star Market has over 200 locations in the state, and they use around 12 buckets per week. That adds up to around 124,000 usable buckets per year that are being sent to a recycling process facility. Stop and Shop has around 275 locations. They also use 12 buckets a week, and that adds up to around 171,000 usable buckets per year that are simply being thrown away, not even recycled. Dirty Boys composting puts the customer's finished compost into these 5-gallon buckets. So if you're wondering why your bucket might say buttercream on the side, there's your reason. The reason why Dirty Boys partakes in this process with the supermarkets is that it saves money all around. It saves Dirty Boys money because they get free buckets, don't have to pay more money to get them. Saves the customers money as well, because Dirty Boys can keep their costs low and doesn't raise any new fees for customers. Keeps the grocery stores costs low, because rather than paying to have these shipped out to processing facilities where they will be thrown out or recycled, they can give them right to my brother for free and he'll take them back home. And it helps the environment as well. It decreases the environmental impact related to treating garbage and transportation, which includes the pollution emitted by the means of transportation, whether it be trucks or the factories themselves where these buckets would be disposed of. So in conclusion, sustainability isn't just about the bigger things you do, like starting compost piles. It's a total of all the smaller things, like using reusable buckets, that you do that add up and make a big difference. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Next, we have another returning school to give us an update on our friends and partners, the Greengineers, and the Sears EnviroJam. Please welcome Newton North High School's Greengineers.
Transformational learning is an emergent phenomenon with outcomes you cannot predict. Together, we can design and create innovative solutions to complex problems. We can pursue passions and interests through independent yet collaborative investigation. We can engage our cities and towns as living laboratories for exploration and research. We can participate in regional, national, academic competitions. We can collaborate with experts in universities, businesses, and nonprofit organizations. We can produce digital, visual, and sonic art that documents inquiry and learning. We can deliver service learning opportunities that address real local needs and global opportunities. We can use cutting-edge technology for inquiry, analysis, and synthesis. Because as John F. Kennedy said, the problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need men and women who can dream of things that never were. That's the job of a Greengineer.
Hello, everybody. My name is Devin Perlow.
My name is Eleanor Graham.
My name is Ivana Brand.
And we are three representatives from Newton North's Greengineering, which is a class that students can elect to take during the school day that focuses on green design and environmental engineering. And the program is currently in its 7th year. It was founded in 2008 in the old Newton North building under the supervision of then English teacher, Mr. Stephen Canosi, when several students said, hey, we want to make biodiesel after school, because, you know, who doesn't? So the program has evolved greatly since then, and now Mr. Canosi focuses his full-time efforts on running the program during the school day, and it's now divided into 4 separate levels: the exploratory course, the 101 course, the 201 course, and the 301 course. And we're just going to kind of debrief the general scheme of what each of those courses does.
So the exploratory course is the first course you take when you're a freshman, and it focuses on learning about the design process and the beginnings of engineering. You also learn a lot about wind and solar power.
The 101 is really the face of our program, and it's mainly sophomores who are in their 2nd year of the Greengineering curriculum, and it's broken up into 4 different core projects: algae, biodiesel, aquaponics, and materials. So last year, I was on the algae team, and what we focused on doing was growing algae, extracting lipids, and making a fuel out of that.
So this past year, I was on the aquaponics research team, and aquaponics is a system that allows you to cultivate both fish and plants in the same system using less water, less chemicals, less soil, and less space. And by circulating the same water through 2 tanks of both fish and plants, you can use the plants to purify the water for the fish, and you can use the fish to provide nutrients for the plants to grow.
So my team was the materials team, and we focused on outreach to our community. So we decided to do activist art, which we focused on ocean pollution, and we made a giant mosaic whale out of recycled plastics that we are hoping to hang up in Newton North.
And lastly, the biodiesel team, they make their own biodiesel out of grease that they get from Legal Seafoods. And what's really cool is after they engineer the bioreactor and make the biodiesel, we actually use it in some vehicles we have at Newton North, such as our truck, which was donated by Village Bank, and also our teacher's car runs completely on biodiesel, and he drives about 100 miles a day, and he hasn't been to a gas station in 4 years. So that's pretty cool.
Saves a lot of money.
So after most sophomores graduate through the 101 program, they advance on to the 201 program, which is mostly juniors at Newton North. And we also reach out to students who have been a part of the Design and Visual Communications course, as well as the drafting course, just to kind of diversify the student input that we get into the course. And the 201 course is modeled after a Stanford School of Design course, and students come together as a whole class to create one large-scale research project to create a final product that's often installed in Newton North. And some of the past projects that kids have worked on is a swing-powered pump to provide clean water to areas where clean water is not otherwise accessible, a solar-powered and pedal-powered music tree, which is a 13-foot tree that is currently installed in our school's main corridor, and students can plug in their phones and listen to music, all using the power of the sun and using pedal power. And this year's project is actually a parklet that is currently being installed in our Green Engineering lab, which is a small space that's inside that's designed to replicate the outdoor amenities of a park.
So our 301 program, which is for seniors, is split up into 2 6-month sections. The first section, you student teach the younger groups, and the second one, you do a senior capstone, which is also known as the senior year project, which is a 6-month deep dive on anything you would like, and it's alone. And at the end of the 6 months, you present to students at Newton North.
And lastly, we do some community outreach as a program. So we go to science festivals, like recently we were just at the Cambridge Science Festival. We participate in the Mayor's STEM Nights. And we also do an annual student-organized EnviroJam concert, which is actually going to be this Friday. And Devin can tell you more about that.
So as Arenda said, EnviroJam this year is going to be this Friday, May 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at Newton North High School. It's going to be in the Little Theater, and for those of you who don't know where that is, that's right as you enter through the theater entrance. And the ticket price is going to be $5, and all proceeds are going to go to the fabulous Green Newton. So we hope to see you there, and we thank you very much for listening.
Okay. Thank you, Green Engineers, and we'll see you at EnviroJam.
How many of you were here for last year's SGW program? Nice. Well, you might remember a great project and presentation by students from Cabot Elementary about recycling sneakers. This year, they helped SGW with our first Newton Serves project since 2010. Here's our very own Donnie Davidoff to tell you more about it.
Okay, so sneaker recycling, something we did this year at Newton Serves, actually reusing and recycling old sneakers. So it began with Cabot, some parent volunteers and students who got together and collected worn out or old sneakers to raise awareness, reduce the number of sneakers going to landfills, and provide them for sports flooring so they get reused into floors, which is pretty cool. In April and May, they collected 249 pairs of sneakers, weighing 260 pounds. That's a lot. And last year, they presented at this event here at SGW, and we were inspired by them to try it out. So Nike Grind is the program that was started 20 years ago. The rubber, foam, and fiber from old sneakers is used as flooring for different tracks and playgrounds and courts, as you can see. There's the breakdown of the shoe and the different piles of things that come out of it. And here's their video, the Nike video. There is the exhibit. As we talked about earlier in the program, there were exhibits at the library for the month of April for Greening Newton, and this was the one made by Cabot about the sneakers. You can see it from different angles in the pictures here. Okay, and here we are, Newton Serves 2015. Just a few weeks ago, we brought the idea to Newton Serves to reuse and recycle the old sneakers. So some of them, if they're good enough to be worn again, get to be reused, and the ones that were too gross or too old or too fallen apart to be used again got broken down and might go to Nike to be recycled. Here's an article from the Tab about Newton Serves that highlighted our project. And here we are outside City Hall or Town Hall with our tent and all of our sneakers, all those huge bags of sneakers. We collected 65 pairs, and that includes the 12 that we collected at the end at the ice cream social. So we knew that we would give the old ones to Nike to be recycled, but we didn't know what to do with the reused ones until Margaret ran into Judy Solednik at the library. And Judy is a volunteer with our Space Our Place, which is a program for visually impaired or blind students. And they needed some old sneakers, so it was a perfect meeting that happened. And here's the organization, our Space Our Place. They're an after-school program for teens who are blind or visually impaired. And they do races and sports, and they didn't have any shoes. Here's their website, ourspaceourplace.org. You can see here what they're about. All right. All right, and here's the last slide. Next year, what we're going to do, we're going to try to do this again. Reuse and recycle at Newton Serves 2016. Outreach, we're going to try to do some more outreach at schools, for on-site collections, at City Hall, team up with other organizations that are similar to our place, our Space, Our Place, that might need some sneakers, and recycle the non-usable ones at Nike's Rent Them outlet and other sites.
People who were really critical to making this thing happen. Sue Bettino, we promise we won't take any pictures of you. I know you're camera shy. And Judy, are you still here? Sue helped us put together our sneaker recycling thing, and we were out there, even though she had a kid at home throwing up, she was still out there with her son at the sneaker recycling. I ran into this woman out there in the hallway. She said, "What are those little sneakers?" Now, I want to point out, this is weird. She's not wearing it now, but that day she was wearing a shirt in wild boar green with a purse, wild boar green. I mean, she kind of stood out in the hall. I mean, is that weird or what? Her car was not wild boar green. It was, yeah, whatever, but it was like, and we just ran into each other by accident, and here we are.
And these kids are doing a 5K, so it wasn't just sneakers that they use for everyday wear. It was these were sneakers that they would be able to wear for this competition, and it was just a perfect fit.
It was. Sue doesn't want to say anything, but she is the godmother of sneaker recycling and reuse as far as we're concerned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, guys. Now we would like to take a moment to recognize the amazing work of several special friends that have helped SGW and Green Newton in our work with Kids Together.
My name is Michael. I'm an alum of SGW. Happy to come back. I was the only one with the fancy bow ties, to present the awards. But I am super excited to be here. We're celebrating our 8th year of Students for a Greener World. And this is our third annual Wild Boar Awards. These are not the Environmental Leadership Awards that Peter Smith will be giving out later. These are to well-deserving individuals who have helped us and numerous other students over the years, or over this year in particular. So why are we the Wild Boars? This is always an interesting story. So we first got our name. We were a little bit wild in meetings, and Margaret found a book, Wild Boars Cook and Meet Wild Boars, and we sometimes behaved like the characters in that book. Later we found out there's actually a Hindu legend in which Vishnu changes himself into a wild boar to save the world, from a demon and from the primordial seas. It's a really interesting story. So we have some environmentally positive associations as well. So these awards will present each one with a certificate designed by Sophie Magnuson. They'll also receive some parsley. That's right, parsley. This parsley comes from the Learning Prep School's greenhouse right here in Newton. Parsley is the symbol of festivity in the language of plants, and these people have made our journey both educational and a great learning experience, and also really fun. They've helped pave the way. They'll also always remember us, because who else would give parsley as a plant but a bunch of, super green students? Anyway, if the plants are ready, our first SGW Wild Boar Award goes to Jane Malmberg and Dina Zuckerman from the Newton Library Children's Department. Come on up here. So we've partnered with Jane, who's the Children's Room Supervisor for events here at the library for many years, including our Recycled Box workshop and Spring in My Backyard, which drew an audience of over 100 this spring. You guys also ran the 2010 summer reading program, Go Green at Your Library. And from that, very generous donation to Green Decade. Dina's the assistant supervisor, and we're glad to present them both with the first of the 2015 Wild Boar Awards. Thank you, guys. Our second award goes to 5th grade teachers at Countryside, Dirk Duflefsen and Marianne. You guys made a wonderful creative environment for your students, and had some great stuff in the Enviro Art Contest in 2014. You guys had a great video entry for that. So we've worked with you guys for a long time, both previous presentations here, in the environmental essay contest and the art contests. Of course, some of your students have won. And you were actually awarded in 2010 our Environmental Leadership Award. Yes, so you're the only person in the history of the universe to win both. Thank you, guys. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. DJD, everybody.
Our third award goes to Catherine Tessier and Jennifer Zebak from Day Middle School. You guys, you invited us to your January meeting. Are you guys here? Yes. So we were invited to your January meeting, and you guys immediately agreed to help out with our library exhibit, and that was awesome. And then Miss Tessier went on maternity leave, but not a moment to lose. The exhibit all came together. We met you as we were installing the exhibit, right?
We met Ms. Seaback at the exhibit. She was busy.
I see. Well, congratulations. Glad you're here. And clearly a great team, and we're glad that we've met them and that they've helped us so much. So thank you, guys. Our fourth award, of course, goes to Cabot PTO and Sneaker Recycling Guru Sue Bettino. Coming up here, Sue. So, Sue was pretty instrumental in getting the shoe process up and running. She and her kids contributed to the April 2015 exhibit here at the library, which you saw earlier. She's also on our outreach committee, and we took Wolverine the Turtle to Cabot's Fair last spring, and we had a wonderful time. So thank you so much, Sue. We got one more. You might be wondering, it's not Steve Canosi, which, might be a big surprise. Stephen actually got his Wild Boar Award. He was one of the first back in 2013, so we'll give a shout out to him. Our last award is to the Green Newton Communications Committee, which is Mindy Seibart, Sun Kang, Jack Chen, and Christopher Uriga. So if any members of the Communication Committee can come on up. Yeah, this year, the Wild Boars not only upgraded our web pages, we also got our own website, thanks to our friends at the Communication Committee. They created Green Newton's new look and our new website. You can feel free to check it out. It's an interesting group because the web designer actually lives in Indianapolis, so we've never seen him. We call him the Invisible Christopher. But he was really great with helping build the SGW website. He worked with Taylor the tech guy and Margaret via Skype. So we sent him cookies as thanks. We're not sure how we're going to get the plant to him, but we will somehow. So thank you to all for your support. And thanks to all of the winners.
Okay. And earlier tonight, we showed some of the SGW activities from the past 12 months, and now we'd like to give you a look at what's happened over the past 8 years, and one of our favorites, SGW by the numbers.
Hello. Oh. You ready? Okay. In 2007, Students for a Greener World began.
Almost 50 SGW members as of 2015.
We have represented 10 schools so far.
Nearly 80 SGW meetings have been held since November 2007.
Only one SGW meeting was canceled in February 2015, thanks to snow.
Over 3,800 approximate number of cookies devoured at SGW meetings and events.
Over 750 student entries were submitted to the EnviroArt and essay contests from 2008 to 2014.
15 art contest participants have joined SGW.
10 videos for you to see on our website, including
What is SGW?
Delightful stop-motion Enviro videos.
SGW annual program since 2010.
And of course, the cult classic, Caterpillar Song. I missed that.
Over 20 articles have been written about SGW for Green News or school papers.
2008 to 2010, our Newton serves business recycling project in 5 Newton villages, with over 60 businesses and organizations participating.
65 pairs of sneakers collected at our 2015 Newton Serves Sneaker Recycling Project.
Here are all the animals who have participated in SGW events and the farmers market.
Caterpillars, probably over 100 by now.
9 chickens, thanks to the Avery, Needham, and Hawk families, plus Mikey Korn of Countryside Elementary.
4 bunny rabbits, thanks to Audrey Gagnon and Melissa Sullivan.
Turtles, the one and only Wolverine.
And Fuzzberry, the guinea pig, thanks to Rhea Rohana.
14,000 corks collected for recycling in partnership with Whole Foods.
1 library exhibit showcasing SGW and Newton School's green activities.
Chicken races at the library.
A zillion outreach activities we do each year in Newton.
20 Wildboard Awards presented in 2013, 2014, and 2015 to teachers and others who have helped us teach kids about being green.
And supportive SGW parents and families.
All of them, thank you.
For the first time, we have only one senior graduating, but there are 2 wild boars that we want to celebrate this time. This is the part that Margaret likes to do.
Behold, our very own website, done by Taylor the Tech Guy and the Invisible Christopher. So, Taylor, can you kind of take them through some of those little slides up there? This kind of gives you an idea of some of the things we've done over the years, too, including, can you hold it right there? By golly, it is. Taylor, we want to thank you for all you have done working with the Invisible Christopher. Where's the Invisible Max? So we have something special for you. Not only do you get the Invisible Christopher's parsley plant, wait for it, there's more. You get a cookie plant. And Max didn't eat any of them. You're welcome, thank you. He did not know that was coming. Everybody else did, but not him. Okay, and then lastly, you can put those down now. You can eat the cookie too if you want. Okay, but could you put Dunny's slide up there first? Thank you. Input happen. Thank you. Okay, so Dunny, come on up here. You know this is going to happen. You've been through these. So Dunny is our one and only graduating senior, or any kind of senior this year. She will be going to Brandeis in the fall. And here are just a few pictures of some of the activities that she has done with us. And we're not showing some of the ones she's done with us, too. You already saw that she was a big participant in making our sneaker thing happen. She's also, along with Roz, directed the traffic over at the recycling center on Swap Day. That was pretty fun. Any of you who have been there know that is an absolute zoo, and the 2 of them were out there not getting run over. Down in the right-hand corner, she was in charge of your brother's composting worms, but they all lived, even though she let some little kids hold them. They were very careful because they're used to the caterpillars at the farmer's market, so I think they all made it home safely, but don't tell your brother. Up at the top was actually Dunny and 2 other now doing other thing, wild boars, working on the presentation about 2 years ago. It was a nice day, so they just lay on their little tummies in the sunshine and worked on a laptop there. There she is on the right with the sneakers, and on the bottom right is probably a few years ago also with, of course, everybody's favorite, the polar bear, and our friend Hillary. When I met Dunny, she was doing a presentation here. The next thing I know, she is president of the Environment Club at South. And then the next thing I hear is the textile recycling. Would you care to share a few words about that?
Never worked out.
Well, it was really a huge effort. It had to do with Massachusetts textile recycling, but it did work out in a lot of ways. She actually worked with a company. Where are they? They're down in like Dedham, or I don't know. Anyway, Bay State Textiles. She connected us with them. It's a wonderful program where the schools collect the textile recycling in bins at their schools. So Dunny went and she talked to aldermen. She worked with us. She worked with our schools outreach committee. The alderman kicked it upstairs to the school department. And it kind of got held up there because the idea was that The schools that collected the textiles would get to keep the money that was paid by the textile company by the ton that by the hundredweight, by the 100 pounds that you raised. So if your school collected 100 pounds of textiles, you would get X amount for all of that. Great idea, right? And then it would go to where it goes to get recycled. But when it got kicked upstairs to the school committee, there was a question about whether it should be kept to the schools or if it should go to the school department overall. And that was where we kind of got hung up a couple of years ago. But it was a very impressive and well-presented effort that she had on all of those, and just because it didn't work this time doesn't mean it won't work again. Where one door shuts, another one opens, and there's probably cookies behind it. Oh yeah, your rosemary plant. We give rosemary for remembrance to all our graduating seniors. And since we're going to remember you, we hope you remember us. So congratulations.
As our final event this evening, we have a charming 1-minute video called Birds of a Feather, which pretty much describes why we are all here tonight, for the environment. Hit it, Taylor.
Yow! It's windy up here. Hey Audrey, how was the Wild Boars program this year?
Hey Max, it was great. You should have been there.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't missed it. Like the guy said, I come for the environment and I stay for the cookies.
Really, Max?
Hey, is that the last cookie?
Yep, delicious.
Please share.
No way.
I'll give you a kiss.
That was disgusting. Nice try, Max.
Yeah, I should have been there. Videos from Countryside, Green Club Trash Audit, Green Engineers,
Max? Dirty Boys Composting, Yum, Worms, Sneaker Cycling, and SGW Wild Boars. Not to mention the cookies. Check out the website for the next SGW event.
Thanks to all our presenters, and thank you all for coming. We hope you now understand a little bit more about what students have been doing for the environment and how it can be fun. And coming up next is Green Newton's 2015 Environmental Leadership Awards with Peter Smith.
You've got to treat your planet well. The actions that you take are more important than you know. You've got to treat your planet well. The actions that you take are more important than you know. When you're in the shower, try to keep it short. Why use a gallon when you could use a quart? Our water is so precious, we need to make it last. If we're not careful, it will go away so fast.